Assalamualaikum to Dr. Nazatul. My name is Muhammad Amin bin Kamaruddin, ID AA18316. So for this course, my supervisor is Dr. Jacqueline, Isabella, Anak Gisen. So today I will be presenting about my research. So this research is related to hydrological study. So the title for my research is Alternative Approach for Missing Rainfall Data Filling in Kuantan River Basin. As is widely recognized, rainfall data is necessary for the mathematical modeling of extreme hydrological events such as drought or flood, as well as for evaluating surface and subsurface water resources and their quality. The satellite can provide image with visible and infrared radiation, and they can also serve as platform for radiometers to derive the quantity and phase of hydrometeors. Satellite provides spatial information on precipitation at wide scale, avoiding many problems connected to local ground measurement, including those for the error in homogeneity of a network. So in this study, multiple imputation also included. Imputation is a technique used for replacing the missing data with some substitute value to retain most of the data from the dataset. So this technique are used because removing the data from the dataset every time is not feasible and can be lead to a reduction in the size of the dataset to get large extent, which not only raises concerns for biasing in dataset, but also leads to the incorrect analysis. The next is problem statement. So end of 2021 until January this year, Kuantan having a serious flood situation. So this situation is caused by a heavy rain in Kuantan. The problem always happen in wet season as the result of heavy rain in long period of time. In dry season, the drought occurred and the effect of that, it caused long-term public health problem, including shortage of drinking water and poor quality drinking water. All of these problems are related to the missing data. Missing data is a common occurrence due to a variety of causes. So this can be caused by the relocation of station owing to urbanization, the instrument malfunctioning over an extended period of time, particularly in flood zone, and defect in the method used to measure the rainfall amount. Next is objective. There are two objectives in this study. The first one is to determine the relationship between remotely sensed and observed data in Kuantan River Basin. And the second one is to estimate the missing observed rainfall data in Kuantan River Basin using the developed alternative approach. Okay, next is scope of study. So this study is focused at Kuantan River Basin. Sungai Kuantan is the primary river in Kuantan River Basin, flowing from Mukim Ulu, Kuantan, through Kuantan City and out to the South China Sea via Perkampungan Tanjung Lumpur. So there are 8 stations in Kuantan River Basin. These rainfall stations are located in JKR Gambang, Paya Besar, Kampung Sungai Soy, Rancangan PAM Paya Pinang, Pejabat JPS Negeri Pahang, Sungai Lembing PCCL Mil, Ladang Nada, and Ladang Kuala Reman. So this study will be focusing on the rainfall climate data. Okay, next, literature review. So here is 5 literature review related to my study. So the study by 3 researchers, which is De Silva, Norliana, and Chor, explore that the conventional method, which is normal ratio method, inverse distance method, and arithmetic mean method. So the performance of the result is good, but all of this method is well known and widely used in hydrological studies. The other two is they explore the estimation by using ground-based radar and also multiple linear regression. Both studies give a good performance in their result. The difference between those studies and my research is those studies are lack of usage of remote sensing data. Rather than that, there is no research had been done in determining the missing data by using relationship between remote sensing data and observed data. Next is methodology. The first step is do the data collection. So there are two types of data collection that will be used in this study. The first one is observed data in Kuantan River Basin that involve rainfall, humidity, and also temperature. All of this data will be collected from DID. The data collection consists of 8 stations starting from 1990 until 2020. For the remote sensing data, it will be same data which is rainfall, humidity, and temperature. So those data will be accessed from the TRMM website. There are two methods that will be used in this study. The first one is by determine the relationship between both data, which is observed data and satellite data. The second method is by using multiple imputation. Imputation method is done by a month throughout 2008 until 2020. All of the imputation method is done by using SL-STAT software in Excel. It considered under category of machine learning. Machine learning is a set of algorithms that allow the computer to learn how to predict an outcome from a set of predictors. So there are six methods that being utilized in imputation method, which are Markov chain Monte Carlo, MCMC, replaced by mean, nearest neighbor, value imputation, Nepal's, and also EM algorithm. Next is result and discussion. So to fulfill the first objective, the relationship of observed rainfall data and TRM rainfall data must be found first. So the graph shows the relationship between observed rainfall data and TRM rainfall data. So the scatter of plot does not give any relationship for both data. Hence, the empirical formula cannot be generated as the relationship is not defined. This can be further strengthened by finding the correlation between the two sets of data. So the table shows the correlation between three different sources of rainfall data, which are observed from the ID, meteorology from MMD, and TRMM data from NASA. So from the table, overall correlation between the observed data and TRM data is 0.27. The result indicate that there is low correlation between the two sets of data. So as a result, the data is divided into months in order to enable better correlation. Kampung Sungai Soy Station had the highest correlation value from 2008 to 2020 in January, with correlation value is 0.35. However, Kampung Sungai Soy Station had the lowest correlation value of negative 0.06 in September. So this can be concluded that the correlation is difficult to be obtained in dry season compared to wet season. Next, because of relationship is undefined, imputation method is carried out by fill the gaps of rainfall missing data. So the result of imputation method then will be validated by using station average method. So I divide the result into dry season and wet season. Dry season start from March until September, while wet season start from October to February. So the first station is JKR Gambang. In compared to actual rainfall data, the predicted estimate of missing rainfall are unlikely to be correct. For the month of January, EM algorithm technique is likely to predict a negative value. As a result, the EM algorithm method is not recommended to be used for this station. Other approach calculate varying and inconsistent rainfall data value with larger value estimate in some cases and lower value in other, depending on the methods implemented. In wet season, we can see that the station average method data is likely to be higher than predicted. Next, Kampung Sungai Soy Station. EM algorithm also predicted negative value. The estimate value from nearest neighbor method found that it is estimate higher value than the other approach. The same pattern shows in wet season in Kampung Sungai Soy Station, where actual data is higher than all the approach method. Next is the other station result for imputation approach towards station average method. It can be seen that the pattern are likely the same for every station where the predicted estimation value in dry season is higher compared to actual and vice versa in wet season. Next, in order to check the performance of all imputation approach towards station average method, two methods are being used, which are root mean square error and mean absolute error. For JKR Gambang station, Bachat RMSE shows that the best approach method is replaced by mean method, then MCMC and nearest neighbor. Same goes for mean absolute error, replaced by mean shows the least error compared to the other, then nearest neighbor and MCMC. In Kampung Sungai Soy Station, the best approach according to RMSE is also replaced by means, then Nepal's and nearest neighbor. Best approach according to mean absolute error also replaced by mean, nearest neighbor, and Nepal's method. The rest is the result of performance for the other station. For overall, those six approach are estimating the varying value, and the best method is not the same for every station. Next, as conclusion, the first objective to find the relationship between observed and TRMM data was successful, and the result was that there was no relationship for both data. The second objective, also achieved as the complete rainfall dataset, is obtained by using the alternative approach. For overall, the best four method that give good performance is replaced by mean, nearest neighbor, MCMC, and also Nepal's. So this approach can be improved in future by considering the other parameters like temperature, humidity, and wind speed. Lastly, the ID can establish more meteorological and rain gauge stations for Kuantan region to minimize the missing rainfall data. So this is some reference that I refer throughout this study. That's all from me. Thank you.